Hello and welcome. We're going to start with our LEED tip of the day. Today's tip is from BD&C SS Credit 8 Light Pollution Reduction. And that includes NC, Core and Shell, and Schools project. Today's tip: projects with a zero lot line may choose to use the curb as the LEED boundary for the purposes of documenting light trespass only while using the site boundary for other credits. This is one of the few exceptions to the rule that the LEED boundary and corresponding site area be consistent across multiple credits. Sites that abut public rights-of-way may similarly use the curb to establish the site boundary for the purposes of LEED documentation. But folks, be aware, it can be challenging for projects with zero lot lines or with little open space to meet the maximum exterior illuminant requirement of 0.1 foot candles for this credit. And now, time to check the discussion forum. Here's a recent comment from the LEEDuser forum, read by my guest, Miss Marie.
Phoebe Kincaid asks, I have a question regarding the site boundary in a project that will be registered for LEED NC. The building is existing and the entire northern half is corporate office space that will be totally renovated, including a new HVAC system. The southern half of the building is the company's warehouse, which is connected by 2 corridors to a separate manufacturing building. Could there be any problem with drawing the site boundary line directly through the building where the office is separated from the warehouse? The office space can be completely closed off by locking doors from the warehouse, and there's no overlap in occupancy.
Okay, so can you take a building, cut it in half, and certify it as a LEED project? Well, one of our LEEDuser guest experts, Shannon Gray of YRG Sustainability, provided an answer to this question on the LEEDuser forum. And her answer is no. Well, yes. Oh, okay, maybe. And so Shannon says, well, check the minimum program requirements, or MPRs, from the USGBC. And according to the MPRs, LEED projects must include one building in its entirety. So, out of luck. But there's an exception. The exception is horizontally attached buildings may be certified independently provided that the 2 following conditions are met. A, they are physically distinct, meaning that lighting, plumbing, and HVAC are separate from, on the other sides of a party wall. And B, that they have separate addresses or names. So, if these conditions are not met, the structure is considered one building and must be certified under LEED as such. So, Phoebe, I think it's not looking good for that. But here's one idea. Just do a LEED commercial interiors project on the half of the building where your project is focused on. Now, post back to the LEEDuser forum with, decide whatever you decide to do on the project and anything you learn. And now our final segment for today, the joke corner. You ready, Marie?
Yes.
All right. So, I got a good one for you.
Okay.
There's this LEED certified bar.
Okay.
All right. And a single guy walks in, and then another single guy, and another, and another. And pretty soon this bar is just packed to the gills with these single guys. And there's a small contingent of women in the bar that were just there already. And the bartender's a little worried about them. The bartender, so she turns to one of these single guys and says, yo, what's the deal? This bar is usually pretty quiet on this night. Where did all you guys come from? The guy says, oh, well, ever since you became LEED certified, this is the place to be. You've got a default male to female ratio 1-to-1 every night of the week.
I don't get it.
Okay, so a man will use on average less water in the bathroom than a woman over the course of the day because a urinal flushes with less than a toilet.
Okay.
Okay? So LEED requires you to have a default ratio of 1 man to 1 woman in your calculations so that the building can't claim that it's just all men and then get an unfair advantage. Right?
Okay.
So in this bar, it's just become LEED certified. So it's got a, for LEED calculations, it's got a default 1-to-1 ratio. So the guys are figuring, hey, LEED certified bar, that's my kind of place. In reality, though, sometimes actual buildings are operated a little bit differently from the LEED calculations.
funny.
All right, thank you. Well, and thank you for joining us today on Mr. Tristan Talks LEED. Our show is sponsored by LEEDuser, the LEED help tool that you can find at LEEDuser.com. Memberships start at $9.95 per month. Join us on the discussion forum with comments on the show or questions on your LEED projects. And you can also email us at tristan@leeduser.com.